All right, guys. So, welcome back. Hope you all had a good weekend. Hope it was more restful than mine. We're getting pretty close to. So, after this week, it's 2 weeks till spring break. And is that correct? Yes, because it's the first week of March. Also, y'all have a 3-day weekend coming up, right? Next weekend, yeah. Y'all have Monday off this coming Monday. Yeah, we never go more than a month without a 3-day. It's just for y'all as a staff day, but staff days are usually pretty easy for teachers. Anyway, the idea is that we're gonna have a little bit of myth stuff today and practicing the perfect passes still. Since again, chapter 20 is just fourth declension, which really isn't too bad. But we're not at the end of class when I give you time to do homework. That's when I will. And you're Sage. Welcome, by the way. So we're gonna have to figure out how to make you a computer. You're probably gonna have to watch YouTube videos in here on a laptop, which is unfortunate. But like all your other classes would be right? Like you're in the right math class and stuff. Okay. So unfortunately here you'll probably need to watch. But anyway, I don't want to put you on the spot. So you'll still kind of be an e-learner in here, but you won't have to watch them at home. You'll just I'll show you how to do it when I have some time at the end of class. Because the heater got turned on. Lucy or somebody, can you turn the heater down like 2 or 3? What, Bailey? Yeah, let's make it colder because the projector is overheating. All right. We're going to check the homework on Wednesday. That'll be a handout, Elena. All right. And we're also going to check a story that I'll give you guys first. We'll check that all day tomorrow. Thursday will be Jeopardy. And then Friday, I took off. So another person, some substitute, will be giving you guys the chapter 20 translation quiz, which depending on how I feel, there will be a fourth declension. And yeah, you're just going to take a quiz. I don't know. I had like 2 people say something to me at the same time, so I have no idea what either of you said. Stop talking, Dan, and anybody else. Chill out. All right, it is Mars, which is fun. I forgot to say, Mars is the son of Zeus, and anyone? It's actually Hera / Juno for using the Roman names. So he is part of what, Sarah? No, so we're going to skip the vocab. I'm going to go over chapter 20 vocab, but we're trying to skip that. So it'll just be a translation quiz on Friday, which will have a sentence from the Lectiones as well as a sentence you've never seen before, and probably not the fourth declension. I think y'all are probably good on the fourth. I mean, maybe next week we'll do fourth declension. Anyway, this is Mars. Hopefully it's not going to be as hot in here as it all of a sudden got really quickly between second and third period. So this guy has kids himself, Phobos and Deimos. That's like Greek words for fear and panic. And apparently they ride with him into combat. I was going to say he's kind of the same age as some of the younger Olympians, like Mercury, Apollo, who else? Cupid, and Diana / Artemis. He has an affair with his it doesn't matter that they're half sisters, I guess, or half siblings. But Aphrodite, right? The goddess of love / beauty, has an affair with the god of war, which is problematic because she is married to Hephaestus / Vulcan, the blacksmith god, and sometimes the god of fire. I don't know exactly why he ends up with Venus / Aphrodite. He's supposed to be, he's like as young as some of the younger Olympians, but he always seems like he's an older guy to me. But he has like a limp. But anyway, he's married to the goddess of love and beauty, which I need to look into more now. I'm realizing. But to get back at them, because Hephaestus / Vulcan knows that Mars / Ares is with Venus / Aphrodite, he creates anyone? Like some kind of special net to lower on them when they're having one of their secret meetings, and all the gods come out and point and cheer and like laugh at them. And it's supposed to be really funny. But yeah, also he's important to Roman identity because Romulus and Remus, their mom, is supposed to have kind of like had a relationship with Mars / Ares. So at that point, the descendants of Aeneas, their blood is not just the result of Aphrodite, who was the mom of Aeneas, but also at that point Mars. So both of these gods are really important to the Romans in terms of their place within their pantheon, but also in terms of, like I said, Roman identity. They're two of like the more prominent gods. partly because they on some level believe that they're actually descended from them. Now, not every single Roman 2,000 years ago were like, oh yeah, they're real, like the gods are real and their blood flows through my veins. But some of them might have actually felt that way, especially people like Julius Caesar, who claimed, like, he really insisted on lineage from Aphrodite. What? Yeah, go grab your notebook. We don't have to talk about Narcissus. That's what the 1.5 kids are on right now. So let me jump over to, well, actually, so yeah, I don't want to do a vocab quiz, but depending on how y'all do with these words every morning at the beginning of class, that could change, and it would be a vocab and translation quiz. But so Luke or Adrian or Parker, what is this one? It's the first noun of the set of the bunch. No, Dan, Elena? Yeah, conspirator. What declension is it? Anyone out loud? Declension. But yeah, nouns don't have a tense. What? Yeah, it's second. What's weird about it? Anybody? It's like stuck in the plural for some reason. Just like divitat, divitarum, which means like riches or wealth is always first plural because wealth is like a plurality. Conspirators apparently are too. I don't know why. Like, what if you wanted to say one conspirator? I'm not sure why it's always plural. But this one at least is always plural. Manus Manus is like Cora, Elena, Sarah, Braden, Sadie. Huh? I think someone said it. This is kind of loud right now.
You said many.
Not many, not Moses. We get manual from it doesn't mean manual. Callie? Hand, yeah. So we get manual from this, and we get other words like. Is that it? Manual. Oh, amanuensis is a fancy word for someone who writes down everything you're like dictating to them. Amanuensis. I don't have that written down. What declension is this, Sadie? First, second, third, or fourth? No, it's fourth. You're right to say second looking at just this guy, because most of our second declension nouns in the U.S. is the nominative. But the genitive clarifies for us that it's fourth. Adrian, please stop talking to Elena on and off throughout the entire first 5 minutes of class. No, you
We're
chill.
practicing talking to God. This is really hard to do.
Wait, okay. Okay. Stop. Okay, so it's fourth declension, all right? The genitive clarifies with the macron over the U. Yep, that's what makes it fourth. Like, if that was a long I, it would be first, second declension, rather. Communis, communa, anyone on the last two rows? Oh, furthest away from me? Yeah, it means common. It is what declension, Lucy? Third, yeah. All of our adjectives are first, second, or third. And when I say first or second, I mean they're either first and second at the same time. Bellus, bella, bellum, beautiful. It can like have any of the first or second endings depending on the gender of the thing it's going with. Or they're third, in which case they're usually ending in is the nominative, or maybe e as a neuter option. But yeah, third declension adjectives, don't forget about them. We're not going to get fourth or fifth declension adjectives. What does Correo, Carrera mean? Alyssa, Chloe, Prudence, or Avery? To lack. Yeah, what conjugation is this, any of y'all? First, second, third, or fourth? No, third. That'd be Carrera. Yeah, it's second, right, Bailey? Because the long E in the infinitive makes it second. Don't forget about your conjugation. It's not super important, but we're going to find out soon the ways in which, like, present passive verbs are slightly different for third and fourth conjugation verbs, Sarah. So, yeah, and this takes an ablative of separation. I'll just move y'all away from each other pretty soon. All right. Why do y'all think that, like, oh, let me tell the teacher what I'm talking about? Like, that's going to make the teacher be like, all right, so Correo is to lack, guys. It takes an ablative of separation, which is a new type of ablative this chapter. Sometimes it's hard to spot because it feels almost like a direct object. Prohibeo is in libero, to free or to keep out or keep from. These are also words that will trigger this ablative of separation to happen. In their cases, sometimes they take a direct object and an ablative of separation. What? I guess. Anyway, so you're not just this is what we're doing. If you can work on the this is reading if you want. But you might want to just look at the homework for now. What does this mean, guys over here? To depart. Yeah, this one's just hard because there's no good like related words. Katara, petty or kitty rather is to fall or to die. Maybe that's related to this one. Odessa, people in the middle. Callie? Yeah, okay, yeah. It kind of sounds Discato, disappear. Yeah, if you can think of that, it is kind of like that, I guess, right, Luke? Odessa, anyone? Avery? Yes. So Odie here would be like, I hate, and then it would get all of the endings from the perfect system of Odysseus, or Odyssey rather. Y'all hate Odit, he or she hates, etc. It's this song with Koipi Koipisa, man. It's trapped in the perfect system. It can't even be present in perfect or future at once. It's called an effective verb because of that. It's like a broken verb. I don't think it reflected anything different about like the way Romans understood hating something, but almost like it seemed like the Romans thought like if you hate something, then that's like always how you feel towards that something. Like it's a perfected, like completed, right? That's what perfectus actually means, a completed action. Like you can't like hate someone in the present moment or like past continuous imperfect, like I was hating them. Like no, if you hate something, you just hate them forever, and it's like this completed action. There must be, let's see, there's something for not want, nolo, but yeah, that's like if you don't want something, that's not really the same as hate. So I can't really think of anything else for hate. Also, to die is from a defective broken verb form, morior. And to remember something is also defective, memor. Anyway, okay. Pronuntio, that's already there for it. It can be pronounced, but it's probably better as like proclaim or announce. It's almost like rectito. Okay, those are some of the vocab words. Let's do a little bit of passive voice practice, and then we shall. I'll kind of give y'all time to work on the spot translation for tomorrow. Okay, Duque tour. Let's just do good old present passive. Elena or Cora. How would you translate this? What person and number is it? Is it first, second, or third? Anyone out loud? Or just person? Third. Okay. The TUR. I guess this is covered up. Maybe this will help a little bit. So it's he or she, not actively leads Elena or Cora, but he or she. Don't change the tense. This is present tense. Damn. He or she is led. Okay. Wait. It is Will. Dukara. Oh, is this to teach you guys chapter 21? Okay. So sorry, Corey, you were exactly right. Jeez. Ooh. But okay, Dukara. The E is what makes it future. So it would just be I if it was present. This next one not E. So yeah, this is showing you. This is what I was thinking. I don't know why. I guess I was thinking second conjugate. But John don't have this yet. Don't want to practice that one. How about Laudata est daily Sarah or Sadie? He or she, not future in the song, it definitely isn't actually future. Is praised. Yeah. No, not is praised. Even though est in other contexts means is, together with laudo, laudare, four principal part, perfect tense. So how do you make it perfect? Yes, he or she has been praised or was praised. You're fine. Good. And now if we just shift est and make it erat, how does that change it at all? Alyssa, Chloe, or Prudence. Now it's he or she, not has been or was praised, but no, it's not future. It'd be erit. Lucy? Yes, because it's what tense, anyone out loud? Blue perfect passive, yeah. So when you use the imperfect version of sum essa with the fourth one part, that's a pluperfect. So you got to whip out had. It or he or she had been praised. Octus erit from ago agora to do. So it's what tense is this one anywhere? Who can translate it? Callie? He or she? Yeah, will have been like done or something or like whatever. Like ago can be a bunch of different things. Because what tense is this one, Carly? If it's will have been verbed. Future, future perfect. But future perfect voice is passive. Yeah, so that's this column over here. So yeah, use the future form of sumessa, then you're gonna have a future perfect. It will have been verb. Ducor from Duco, Ducra. All we did is add an R to the first singular active indicative. So that would be what, Luke, or Eaton? What person? Parker, what person is it? First. It's first, so it's I, not actively lead, but I. Just keep it present tense, and this time I'm actually telling the truth. I'm not lying. Like I must have looked at Cora. No, Dan?
I am led.
I am led, yes. So try to think of your helping verbs and like what helping verb would be present tense in this moment. Eripio, eripera, third conjugation, Cora is, how do you translate it, or what tense is it? He or she?
He or she has.
So has snatched. That's still active.
It's
Is snatched? No. So let's see. This is just active actually. So it's he or she, but what tense is it? The E makes it, anyone?
Future.
It makes it future. Sorry. So now we'll get, it's still future, Cora, but it's active, so it's different. So it's just he or she will snatch. If we added the UR, it would be future passive. He or she will be snatched. If those are Rippy at tour. Teriti Sumus Braden. What person and number? First, second, third? The first, second, third? No, not second. That'd be like Teritus S. Let's see. Adrian, what person and number is this Sumus? First, second, third person. I'm gonna put it does have an S at the end, but it's not O-S-T. It's must. Braden. Everyone says third person plural for this, but what they mean is what, Parker, Dan? First plural, yeah. So sometimes I know people are thinking of first plural, but they say third plural instead because they think of a we and they think of like a bunch of people, so they think of like the highest number of person that's third. But no, this is first plural, right? So it's we. What? Anyone out loud? We what? Have been scared or were scared. Okay, perfect passive. We have been scared or were scared, not are scared. Sumus all by itself means we are, or we are being. But here next to tereo, fourth console part, we were or have been scared. Monolith from Moneo Moneira has nothing to do with what we have been doing, but Alyssa, Sadie, or Avery, this translates to he or she what? Warns or warned? He or she. Moneo Moneiri Monui, and this is Monuit. So what tense is it, or how is it? Warns or warned? Warned present tense? No, that would be like Monet. It would look like Monet, the French painter's name. You would just put a T at the end of the first principal part there. We can tell it's coming, or we should be able to tell it's coming in the third principal part because it's the U. So it is what tense? Anyone? Anyone. It's active. It's just active voice. What tense it be? Anyone.
Perfect.
It's perfect, right? This is just perfect. So it's he warned. You could say has warned, but that's not super important. But yeah, remember, guys, like this doesn't always happen. You don't always have a verb form like you would see in a sentence and the dictionary entry, like good to go at the same time. But when that is happening, if you see it's coming from the third principal part, not the first two, then it is perfect tense. That's something that the 1.5 kids are still like, they're just starting to learn. But don't overcomplicate it. Really, it's not that bad. Translate the same as a imperfect. So Monet, Moneo, Moneri, that would be he warns, versus Monet bit would be it will. Doctus S. Who do I still need to ask? Elena, Cora, or Bailey? Doctus S. What person is this one? Yeah, so it's who? I, you, or it's? Yeah, so you not actively teach, but you said are? So not are either, even though S by itself means you are. Here next to doctus, it's going to you be perfect passive. Have been taught or were taught, yeah. I think that's the biggest thing you have to overcome. Like, unfortunately, if you know Sum S really well, then yeah, you'll look at S and think you are. or like that it means you are being, blah, blah, whatever it is. Because that is what it means in other contexts. But when it's next to a fourth principal part, which here, like it looks like an adjective, right? We get doctus, doctum in chapter 13. It means taught or learned. So basically, a perfect passive verb is like an adjective that has been derived from a verb plus soon passive. Even though s by itself means you are, try to get that out of your head and make it more past tense. So you were taught or you have been taught. Okay, ba more. Okay. What person is this? Prudence, Avery, Lucy, or Callie? What person that be? For singular plural. So I, you, it, we are they. We what? It's not Doctus Eramus. It's just imperfect passive. So it, just like Doctus S, also basically means, well, okay, it's not you, but it's we. Have been taught. You don't quite want to do have been. You want to reserve have been for perfect passives. With imperfect passive, that's when you want to use what? Anyone? Was or were. In this case, it'd be were because it's we were taught. Yeah, so it is very similar. Like if this was docti sumeth, that'd be we have been taught or we were taught, whereas this is we were taught or we're being taught. But you don't want to use have or has. You only want to use have or has for perfect passive. That's why, like, if y'all always just want to use was and were for perfect passive and imperfect passive, that's fine by me. Liberati eramus. Oh my gosh. Out loud, you know what's the tense here? It's first plural. Yeah, it's pluperfect passive. So it's we. Anyone? Had been freed. Yeah, we had been freed. Pluperfect passive. The ERA thing shouldn't be too tricky to catch. And linking that to the usage of the helping verb had. Dati suit from, what is this from? Anyone? It is from Dodari. Dodari, dedi is the word third principal part. But then the fourth principal part, datum, it's like where we get data from. Maybe not as weird as dedi is. But this is like they don't actively give, not are given. They were given or have been given. Okay, the mistake I made at the beginning, that's still the thing that y'all, I feel like y'all want to bust out will a lot of the times. For
This is so confusing. Why do we have all these endings and they're like, will have been, are given, will have been?
Because it's two languages communicating. English is over here like saying like, oh, we don't change, like we try not to change the ends of our verbs too much. We just use like way too many helping verbs to communicate time and tense. Where Latin is over here like, oh, we're kind of like Romance languages. Like we don't like helping verbs because they feel like kind of extra and like kind of what's the word? I think helping verbs really are trashy. Like it's like trashy for a language that has so many helping verbs. And Latin and Romance languages are like, we just change the ending of our verbs. We don't have all of these helping verbs. And so that's what's happening here. Like, yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe there's like what is it, 36 times 2? There's 72 forms of a verb if you think of the active and the passive tense. It's like kind of, but that's just because in English, like there's how many helping verbs. Like you need to use was or were for imperfect, so that's 2. You can use am, are, or is for just present. That's already 5. Will, we only have will for future, so that's kind of nice. Let's you're up to 6. Use have or has. Okay, that's 8 helping verbs. We need to use have or has for perfect tense. Had for blue, that's 9. And then will have for future perfect. That's 2, just being like that we already counted, I guess. But that's like 9 helping verbs in English that you're having. Maybe, and that's just speaking active, because once you go over to passive, you're adding been. Been doesn't show up until the passive. Like I have been verb, I had been verb, I will have been verb. Sorry, I should be pointing at this one now. But yeah, does that kind of make sense, Sarah? It's like that question is legitimate, but I hope you understand like the answer to it does exist. It's like English is addicted to things called auxiliary verbs, which is just a fancy word for helping verbs. Whereas Latin and Romance languages are like, nah, we don't do that. We just change the ending. It's an inflectional thing. Because yeah, guys, like picture you're speaking to a Roman, like you're hearing basically the first part of it doesn't change that much, so it changes between present and perfect. But it's just like the ending, like something that's happening on a pronunciation level that would communicate to another Roman, like, oh, they're talking about the future, or oh, they're talking about the past, just from the way you're ending your verb. So anyway, She's on her phone, so I don't know if you heard any of that. But okay, Dodare is first person singular. Luke, what's it going to be? I not actively give, but I make it present and passive.
All these mess me up all the time.
So let's just talk about, like, unfortunately, the present tense has 3 different helping verbs. It's nice to know. Sometimes do or does is good to know for present tense, but am, is, and are the other ones. Brayden? Giving. Giving keeps it active. Parker? I am given. Yes. So it's not just that you bust out one of these helping verbs. You also have to put the verb in the right form. Because if you say I am giving, that's just do. That's just do. Do can be I give or I am giving. We usually translate present tense verbs as just I verb, but you can say like I am verbing, you are verbing, it is verbing, we are verbing, and add that helping verb and also the ing ending. But you don't want ing endings when you're in the passive voice. So I would have trouble even recognizing. If I saw this in the wild, I would like almost not think of Dodare immediately. But remember, the first person singular passive ending is just the letter R. You just stick that to at the end of the first person singular forms. Dabaris with the B-E, not B-A, not you were given. What tense, anyone? It's actually the nasty future. So it's like you will be given. A couple more. Nope, maybe not a couple more. All right. Well, we've seen this before. Y'all did this recently for chapter 19, but this is what, like mini Terrantor. What would Terrantor be? 1.5 kids. Adrian, Braden, Sadie, Avery, or Alyssa. Mini what? Word, no, but not Terran. That'd be Terray Bontour. This is just Terrantor present passive. So mini, make it present. Word is past, guys. We have 3 helping verbs for present. Am, is, and in this case, are. Yeah, we want are. So many are terrified, or like too terrified by even just death. I thought it was like it's supposed to be an easy death. Okay. Here's delayed bit tour. So we saw this recently. Should be familiar. But again, 1.5 kids, but let's throw in Cora because I still feel like I permanently screwed up Cora's chance of understanding this from the first example. Happy Memories delayed bit tour. What tense is delayed bit tour? Anyone? It's future, so but it's not many memories actively destroy. It's many memories future passive. Will be destroyed. Yeah, future passive is actually kind of chill to translate because it's like will and it never. It's like I will be verb, you will be verb, it will be like it doesn't change based on the person. But in present, the verb will change based on if it's first or third, right? Some people get that. And then was or were also they're kind of interchangeable. All right, guys. I think it's time that I pass out Labores Hercules. All right. It's a pretty good story. Is it the chapter 21? It is. Indeed, it is. And once you've done, in good faith, truly, without lying, the first 3 sentences, then, and only then, I'll give you your homework, and you'll probably have time to work on that. We'll have a full class tomorrow, so you won't have time to work on homework tomorrow. I know you guys don't like to work at SA. Remember, a whopping 7 of y'all didn't do your homework last week.
No, we just.
So let's make sure y'all do it this week.
It's always math.
No, this isn't the homework. I'm going to give you the homework once I've seen you fix the first 3 sentences. You're good. So I'll find you. Well, okay. That's it kind of it today. But I'm going to show you the next word, and I'll give you the code for okay for lots of years. And then you'll just do what you've always been doing, basically, during this time. So you won't. I know it's not great. You never did Latin before, yeah. Because I would say, like, there are only like 6 chapters ahead of where it's 2 1.5 classes. But how are you always cool?
It's so cool. It's
You
cool.
probably
God.
It's real. It's like not to the phone. You can do it during the class. That is like the main issue. Like, if I want to let one kid fail, which like I am sort of letting Rylan play Smash during but it's like I don't have the energy to always tell him to stop playing Smash. But it's like, what if all their kids? What if everyone starts playing
It's
Smash?
so that.
We should all play Smash.
I mean,
Yes,
like,
I'll have a free class.
it was
I
up
feel
to
like
me.
Animal Crossing is fine.
Smash.
Because
It is very
my
bad.
grades like an A in this class.
Like Animal Crossing is very much like a low key kind of thing. But...
My really just wants
All right, guys, I don't really have to be completely quiet, but I am gonna search for a good architecture video. All right, second period kids, y'all are